Hi YouTube! This is a random rated short timer reverse royalty game I played against Narik on stream, and the catch is that it's being guest commentated by my good friends Lexi and Andrey. You can see their YouTube channels here. If you haven't already, you should definitely go subscribe to them. They're going to be commentating. I'm going to be muted, and it should make for a fun experience. So enjoy the video. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Should I? Yeah. I'll mute and take off my headphones. That's what I'll do. Okay, fantastic. All right, we're getting into game. I mean, listen, it's my channel. I trust you guys, but you know, I mean, there's only so much you could do.
Don't sweat too much, Andrey.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Taking off the headset, muting in Discord. And also
deafening.
let me mute in.
Oh no, not deafening because he's taking up his headphones.
Mute
You know?
in.
So the stream can hear us, but he can't.
So did he take already his headphones off?
Yeah.
Testing.
Can we like?
Hello, can you hear me?
This was way too easy.
That muting?
Like,
Oh no,
he
that
should
was-
not let this happen.
Okay.
At
Hold on.
like
I
the
can't,
the amount of
let's
viewers he
mute
gets
my
these days, you know. You don't just let two strangers
Okay, here,
like
right. I can
take
mute it
over
through
his
the
entire
mixer
stream.
here.
That's so
Mic.
insanely irresponsible, you know.
Well. I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait till we see his gameplay.
Yeah, he just won me, so now I can take my revenge by.
I mean, what's up with that, dude? Like, how come you lose against Cement? in reverse voting. Like, whenever you play against me, you play like the game of your life.
Yeah, it was close to a game of my life, but then I for some reason didn't take.
In the first game you played against me like 2 days ago,
Yeah, but
that was pretty insane.
yeah, but
Like, I don't think I've seen a tactic like that before.
well, this tactic is basically still just a generalization of anti-cassette style. It's all evolved from there.
No, I'm talking about Andrey, by the way. Okay, but okay, we're here to watch Cement, you know.
Yeah,
He's a good friend. His stream is in good hands. Right?
okay, so yeah, I can take my revenge by trash talking.
Yes. So we're playing white here, and we're playing on the short timer, plus 6 seconds.
Oh my
he's
god,
playing
it's very,
knight c3.
it's very. There might be some.
I mean, that makes sense, and I'm happy for Cement as well, because take it from experience that actually talking over the moves you're playing
Yeah,
it takes some brain effort as well. So I believe what we're gonna see is Cement overperforming his normal elo by at least 200 points.
oh, he's not talking, right?
Yeah, exactly, because like his brain is more free. Like look at the speed. Look at the speed he's dishing out these moves. I don't think I've ever seen Cement put out 2 moves in that succession, like we just saw. He's not even considering to block the diagonal. Like, he's just gonna.
He played.
He might develop this night, but look at his speed. Like, we see Cement here who played 3 moves in 20 seconds. How is that even possible?
I think he started out his previous game pretty fast.
So I think we want to commentate on what's going on in Cement's brain right now, obviously, right? So we've seen our opponent develop his bishop and develop his common king. So naturally we're thinking about b3 to Fianchetto our bishop, obviously.
By the way, because it's Narik and because it's reverse royalty, I sense that something interesting can happen.
Okay. I mean, it's always going to be interesting in 5D chess, right? And there we go, we got the opposite Fianchettos. Maybe like white can get rid of the fianchetto by playing knight a4 at some point. Maybe black's just gonna trade off the knight. But we see knight f6 instead. We see instant considerations by Smet to actually develop his pieces. Can you believe it? Like, people developing their pieces in 5D chess? And he's not even worried about the double pawn. Like, he thinks he's gonna get an open file for the rook on b1. And I'm not sure if black actually wants to take this. But instead,
Yeah.
black might just take the free pawn, which is on e4 in this case, because once the knight recaptures on e4, of course, there's bishop takes b2, and white's not looking too good here, I think.
Okay. Are we actually commentating like for you, or are we going just trash talk and cement?
No, I mean, we were just doing objective commentary on this position, right? But this is not good, I think.
Yeah. Okay. But maybe we can allow bishop to take even in b2, and probably Samet considering it.
No, I mean, we are Andrey. We're objective commentators in this household, so we don't pick a side. But I think once you do this as white, you gotta ask yourself: isn't bishop takes b2 pretty bad for you? And which is what we're seeing. And I mean, rook b1 is certainly the best move to be played in that position. And white does have some active knights, so black's gotta make a decision now if he wants to drop back to g7 or go to maybe, if he feels fancy, we might see bishop a3 in this position. I think generally black's just pretty happy to drop back here. And I mean, black's up a pawn, right?
Yeah, it's very, very important.
It's not gonna matter now, but what I see in this position is that black probably has an easier game, right?
I don't know. I think I'd take white here.
You would take white here?
Yeah.
Okay, that is surprising to me, because in my view, white can't really improve its pieces at the moment. Like, the only piece he can improve is his common king, whereas black can already has a more active king on e6, whereas he can still develop his knight with knight c6, for example. He has a decent bishop.
I was thinking at some point just taking it with one of the knights, maybe, and then just playing like knight g5, take the king, and then another knight g5, or something like that.
But are you too unhappy here to trade your king for a knight in this position? Because I think white's running out of steam in these positions, where
Or
if
maybe not now, maybe first like king e2, rook e1, king e3, and then just...
I think black's very happy to just play knight c6 here. What Semet's probably thinking in this position is that he's gonna play b4 and then trap his trap his bishop on a3. I think that's what he's going for at the moment. Yeah, no, but it's a serious threat. Like, if black allows b4 in this position, white can go rook b3 and then just pick up the bishop, because there's no
Yeah, and actually bishop cannot go to c5. Because
what he probably doesn't realize is that after b4, black can always just go a5, and even if rook b3 after that, black can capture on b4, and if the pawn takes back, the rook's always protecting the bishop on a6. So I'm not a huge fan of
actually before a5, knight c5, maybe something. And just
who do you like here, Andrey?
I still like white. I don't know. I like this knight.
You really like white in this position? That is crazy to me.
Just knight g5 here. Any knight g5, yes.
But
And how to
what about
defend?
if I just take it off? I just take the knight with my king and then play rook f8.
Knight takes h7.
You can take h7 all you want. I'm just gonna keep developing with knight c6, and pretty soon you're gonna realize that you have no pieces left to join the attack. But I actually like rook f8, and here we see Samet's idea of going b4. And I think black should just reply a5 here.
Just I really like active knights. Maybe I'm biased, but
But what do you think black's move should be here? Okay, so you went h6 to maybe distract on the other side of the board. I actually like black's approach here. It's just keeping it simple, you know? White, I think, doesn't really have any attacking moves here. I think he has to move back. And then the knight's hanging. I think white's running out of steam here.
okay, maybe here, yeah.
I like this approach from black a lot. He's just keeping his weak spots protected. His last weak spot, which was h7, he just moved up one. So now there's no real threat. And you might argue that after something like knight h7, he has a check on f8, which can be dangerous, but he simply doesn't have pieces to follow it out.
Yeah, right now knight h7 just rook h8, unfortunately.
You cannot go queen g4 here because the queen is a royal piece in this variant.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, but Samet finds a nice move, which I was talking about a little bit earlier. I think it's a good move.
I don't think it's a bad move, but I don't think it's enough. I think at worst after knight c5, I think at worst you can just take the knight on g5. g4 is actually a decent move in this position, I feel like, because at least you get at least you make a counter threat. I think what might also okay. I think we have a DC here. I think g4 is a decent move here. I also think rook b3 might be a decent move here, just to maybe pass some time, make a counter threat. But instead we see some disconnecting action here. But they're gonna reconnect, I'm sure. This is where Samet, of course, being a professional streamer, is gonna cut the stream, and you will hear none of that in the YouTube video. And we will just return with commentary after the board has been fixed, you know?
But imagine if Samet leaves it in the video, and it will be so unprofessional.
I mean, that would be awkward as fuck, you know? Like, first of all, he's already been demonetized by me saying the F word just now. But he can't really be demonetized because he hasn't been monetized yet, you know? Like, you gotta get these 1,000 subs in there, you know? Like, once you got this 1K threshold, by the way, subscribe to Samet, then you can worry about the demonetization. But I don't think we're quite at that level yet of commentary. And that's probably why he's looking at the earlier boards. Because he's considering like all the possibilities where he could have made more clickbait videos to get to that threshold. But the more he zooms in, he's probably gonna realize That it's not about the clickbait. It's actually about providing encouraging gameplay, and that's why I think we're gonna see a remake here. You know, like the Game of Thrones quote that goes like, "What's dead can never die." This is
Yeah.
like Smet's approach of streaming, which is like, you can't demonetize what has never been monetized, you know. And I think there's value to that.
That's almost as deep as sandwich stream.
And can we also talk about these, you know, like these players? They take screenshots of their games. Do you have any screenshots of your games?
I have a very old screenshots when
But I don't understand, because how you don't think these players are strong enough to just remake their game from memory?
well, they might be paranoid.
I mean, Smet's paranoid. We know this. Like, he's so paranoid, and yet he lets like two complete strangers commentate over his gameplay. It's like a twofold sword, right?
Yeah.
I still believe like, if you place all your trust into Smet, I believe he could maybe figure out what the hell he was thinking with each individual move he played.
Well, yeah, but sometimes when I recreate, I actually forget the order sometimes of the moves. I
I mean,
remember them, but I forget
like
the
at some point in your chess career, you gotta ask yourself, like, why did you do it? You know, like, why did you play a move? And if you can't answer that question, maybe you didn't need to think at all in the first place.
Well, maybe you didn't think.
Maybe you didn't think. Maybe you just put in a move. But in any case, I feel like there's a lot of value in this game to be gained. A lot of insight, you know, on Smet, on like a professional level, on a personal level, on a level of his paranoia, where he oversteps his boundaries and lets like two strangers commentate, you know.
Yeah, by the way, while there is no game, chess boxing. What? I remember you talking about it, but I thought you never actually participated.
No, that was not a joke. That was not a joke. I was like, when I turned 18, I was living in London for a year. And I actually did chess boxing, and that's not only that, but I've been playing chess since I was like 11 or maybe 12. And I did boxing since I was like 15 or 16.
Mm.
Yeah, you don't see it nowadays, because I've been, you know, I've been using my brain to work for me most of the time. At the time, in London, chess boxing is a big sport, and there's actually a lot of people who pay to watch the show, and that's where I met some of the most interesting people, that I consider my friends to this day, and so I actually went onto chess boxing. It just, you know, so happens that if you come from a chess background and you're like 2000 euro above, it so happens that if you step into the ring with some of the other chess boxing champions, you might find yourself in a competition against other chess boxing pros who do not come from a chess background, right?
Yeah,
And there's only two outcomes on this game, and one is you get checkmated, and the other outcome is that you get KO'd in the ring. And as it turns out, it's actually a lot more painful to be from a chess background than come from a boxing background, because I was playing against a lot of Russians who were like really good at chess. But it so happens that also some of these Russians are actually really, really tall and really, really strong. And
oh yeah. There is
you
a
might
problem.
you might want to catch some of these white hooks against your like integral organs, which might change your mind about how do you want to approach the game of chess over the board.
But there's probably no like weight categories, right? Because there is not enough people. For...
It's all for show.
By the way, actually, after before is when I stopped liking Samet's position.
I think Samet's position sucked the entire time, dude.
No, I like white here.
How do you like white here? Like,
Here,
Rook F8 is really good move. Like,
yeah,
this is hopeless. This is hopeless.
Knight takes h7 was a good move, I think. But now knight h7 isn't a good move because other knight cannot.
Okay, let's think about this, because I actually believe that knight c5 might be the best practical approach to this.
Well, knight c5 is also good, but now like.
What do you play as black?
But now black can try to cash in the knight by taking the.
I think you just take the fucking knight here. Like h takes g4, g5, right? If knight takes b7, you just go queen c8.
Well, yeah, knight takes b7, queen c8, and then just rook b3, and I don't think queen can take the knight.
Actually, I have another point. Though. What if after h takes g5, you go knight takes b7 plus, queen c8, and then later you might be able to travel onto c7.
Yeah, maybe, but it's knight near your royal piece. It's a nightmare to deal with. That's why I like white here, because
I think after white's not better. You're out of your mind. Like black has to be winning here. That's not arguable in my opinion. It's just a matter of technique how black converts this. I think black should still take you on g5. She does, and then after knight check, I think you just go queen e8.
If queen e8, then also travel on c7 sometime. Actually, it's probably even more
that's not. No, but I mean that's never going to be checkmate, right? I think.
And also now there is a triagonal. I like. I bet on Samet here.
I like just developing here, like knight c6.
Oh,
but we see some action instead. Okay, I mean he has to take. That's the classic Samet wasting time on this move. Okay, there we go. He finally does. Okay, now where does black go? He doesn't have time for queen a4 because that's not fast. He's just gonna advance his king, dude. What a check! Oh, dude, he's going for the king d3.
Oh, yeah. So king a2 here for this.
I like this. I like this from black. But okay, white does the correct thing. But I think now you're just happy to develop as black. Are you not? Like knight a6. I think I prefer knight a6 here to cover c7 maybe.
Yeah, b5 seems like a good move. What is this? Okay.
Oh, it's the Andrey special. Just covers his queen. That move I actually really like, because this puts white on the decision. If he wants to take on c7, he has to take it now. Like if he wants to travel. But I don't think you do. Like I don't think that's a good move.
I would have played b5 probably instead of queen a1, but now b5 isn't that good.
No, I don't think b5. I think b5 is insane here. Like
No,
you just
yeah, here it's insane.
wow, and he's
One will be
confirmed
there,
insane. No, but like you just take the knight here, right? You take the knight, then you take the rook. I mean, both sides are kind of running out of pieces, but I think what's the problem with White's position here is that after pawn takes c6, the pawn is stuck there, and you're never gonna open that diagonal because it's blocked by your own piece. I think you take the knight here as black. You take the knight, you take the rook, and then you're happy with your active position because
yeah, because well, yeah, this knight
you
is
can you can maybe go like king d5 and get your rook and get your king into the position. Whereas white has like I think yeah I like this.
yeah okay, but without this knight, yeah, it's pretty.
I don't think you should take the pawn here. I think that's a little bit.
But actually, white have like some funny plan here. Rook b1, rook b2, rook a2. Okay, and this actually.
But that move is bad, right?
Oh yeah, that move is really bad.
Doesn't
What's
that
this Samet having on? What is this?
doesn't that mean that queen takes a7 in the past is sometimes available?
Yeah, but now it's actually very good. It's very available because there is not that much. Like you can sometimes get checkmated by like your opponent traveling before by Jurassic, but here there are not that many pieces. So
It's a. Do you like the move by black?
no,
No, I think it's terrible, right?
yeah.
I think
Actually,
this-
also just actually just okay. It's I saw just
I think black's
yeah.
running into serious
Is this
trouble
panel
here.
also very good? I think from Samet because how
He's,
why
he's playing it safe. He's playing it safe. I don't mind this. I think what would have been stronger is just to keep the piece there.
I think
And
it's,
then
I think this might be actually even like stronger in a way, or at least more.
you don't
Yeah.
think something like queen a5 would have been better to then travel onto a7?
Well, first of all, if it travels, then probably just keep the queen there and wait and try to travel as far as possible, maybe. And also, if we travel, then we have to really watch out for Jurassics, right?
But like, do you think it's an edge to have an extra royal queen on the board? I think it's a disadvantage.
Yes, it's a disadvantage, but so if we travel on a7, then like black can sometimes Jurassic with the rook and then checkmate us.
Like I still like White's position here. I think if he goes like rook
Yeah, yeah,
a6,
white position is great. I think.
I think if he goes like rook a6 and then just doubles up on the a file, I think it's gonna be fine. But I think I just would have preferred to just keep the queen on the a file and then travel onto a7 to just checkmate black.
Yeah, for some reason black didn't play rook b6.
Oh no, that's not a good move. A5. I think Samet sees it as well.
Yeah, this is.
He can go b4 here. There's no risk attached. Let's see if he's got the cojones.
By the way, how many times do they actually do? Oh, and actually, the king is hanging also.
I think b4 is fine here. I think Samet's gone to white idea. He might take another couple of 2 Samet minutes to actually play the best move because he's like contemplating. He's like, what if what if? He can just take the common king as well. But I think just taking is the best. No, sorry. I think just b4 is the best move here. It's just simple, you know. It's simple and elegant. And he does it, see?
Yeah, I like before.
I think black's kind of running out of moves here. Like as sad as it sounds, I think the best you've got is like king d5. Yeah, that's what he plays. And Samet's just gonna advance.
yeah,
Like, look at that
that
speed.
was-
Like, that's the kind of speed you don't get on this stream.
Well, sometimes you do. Sometimes, like when Samet is really low on time, sometimes he just.
But this is the kind of Samet who's like hovering over the pieces. But
Wait. we missed the face somehow. For some reason, I thought there wasn't a face. Yeah. Why did I think there isn't a face? Okay. We suck at commentating.
I mean, that's alright. Like,
No.
don't worry about it too much. It could have happened to anyone.
Probably the chat is like, who are these two guys?
I was really I was talking to you, you know, like I thought we were having a conversation.
Yeah,
But no, like honestly, there was a really nice tactic, and like
Yeah,
what we
yeah.
both discarded as a straight up blunder
Hey,
ended
I'm
up
back.
happening, being the
Yeah,
the
we.
and you know, I only now see how smart this was set up. I'm still not entirely convinced this was winning,
Yo,
but
so
after the queen move, followed by pushing the pawn 2 spaces, you see the face.
did you see? No, the
and,
phase is incredibly obvious, and if you guys didn't see it, then you're even worse than I am. But the problem was that I looked at the first open square where like my queen was open on the first blackboard, and I counted from my queen here instead of counting from in front of my queen here because I'm terrible at 5D chess.
Well,
and so it goes back once. So that's why I made the rook move that I made, right? Because otherwise I would have.
I have to ask, why did you move your queen out of the space?
Oh no, yeah, actually, in the hindsight, it probably was.
Because I was just thinking, as soon as I saw queen h8, queen a8, I was just like, why don't you just travel onto a7 and move earlier?
Oh, like Tchaikovsky? I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous.
Probably,
Yeah.
it's really dangerous, but he doesn't have, he can,
Yeah.
then he's got 2 rooks. If he can see,
But he can set up a Jurassic to very far away, where he still has like
He'd
knight,
have to set it
and
up,
then
though.
play like knight a6, and it will check. But he has to preserve his knight up until the point where there is queen on a7.
It's probably a good tactic, especially considering or a good strategy, especially considering the time controls. But I guess it's reliant on him setting up the Jurassic, because you can't set up the Jurassic like reactively. You have to set up proactively. So I mean, if I wait for that travel and then I do it and he hasn't set up a Jurassic, then it's winning.
Yeah.
If he has set up a Jurassic, then I mean I would just not do it. So it's not like waiting for that.
I mean,
but then
if your Jurassic worked,
still phases. So you will have to do it and try to defend against the Jurassic.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, no.
First of all, I want to say this was a really good game.
Cheers. I'm
a
looking
great
forward
game.
to going back and hearing what you guys have to say about it.
But, I mean, I was just probably less insightful than your commentary would have been.
Well, I mean, were you entertaining though? It's got to be one of the two things.
So, Matt, what about me makes you think that this was entertaining?
That this was, or was? Are you being self-deprecating, or are you?
I think we were pretty entertaining.
All right.
Like, considering the scheme and the disconnects and exactly.
Yeah.
We just had awkward silence for like 20 minutes every time you didn't move, and I certainly didn't commentate on every one of your mouse cursor movements.
Oh yeah.
You know, Samet, I live in a brain.
No, there was, man, short timer sucks. It was a really interesting position I wanted to spend a long time on.
Yes.
But yeah, I going for, I don't know if I agree with myself, but like I could, so instead, like this rook move that he made, right? I thought, oh, I can just block it by playing rook a4. If I couldn't play rook a4, I would have just played rook a6
Yeah, and by the way,
preventing the
here rook
pawn
a6
push.
looks like a good
I said
idea
that, I
too.
think.
Yeah, and so that's why I counted. You could probably saw me count. I was like, okay, here, and then 4 turns. I just block it. What's the big deal? But it was because I'm bad at the game. So
I said rook a6, but you know, that's just.
yeah,
I would have seen it, but Lexi distracted me way too much.
yeah. I
You know, I was asking Andrey about like chess boxing. You know, he had a lot of experience from when he lived abroad, and it's really interesting to hear what he has to say about the sport and all the insights. You know,
the word.
that us how do you call them, the plebs or
Yeah.
they're just happy to be here. You know,
Right.
just happy to be here.
I feel you.
That's the main takeaway from all this.
Wow. Yeah.
Always protect your integral organs.
Your
That's,
integral organs.
Yeah, by the way, if you're coming from chess
not
background,
wrong.
do they target your head?
Mostly,
They-
your
they
integral
target- they
organs
target-
are internal as well.
Wait, I need to look this up. I don't even remember what organ it was he punched me in, but it was so bad. Okay, I just looked it up. He punched me in the spleen.
Oh. Yikes.
I'm not good with English words for body parts, so I don't know where it is.
The
I
spleen.
think it sucks a lot, dude.
It's a part of the circulatory system.
And turns out all your organs are probably
Oh
internal.
yeah, it's like in the middle of the chest.
Well, no organs. I think like your eyes are considered organs. Those are external, right? Or your nose. That's
I'm
an
pretty
organ.
sure my eyes are more inside than outside.
Well, you know, outside to me means like it interfaces with the outside, but it's accessible. You know, I can poke you in the eye, for example. Anyway, listen, that was an anticlimax, and I'm frustrated by how it ended because of a simple. I can't count to 5.
Don't worry about it. You just gotta take a commentary, and here's what you're gonna do. You're just gonna take our commentary, and then as soon as the checkmate happens, you're just gonna end the video. There's no in between, because
is that what's gonna happen?
neither me or Andrey ever talked about how you were lost. We both liked your position the entire time.
Yeah, I
So,
just cut it out like Mod.
if
was muted. Just trust me. You know, we'll
No,
end it here,
no.
play out
Like
the rest of
if I was you, like you might see a couple of, you know, like take a cut here, or you know what, like there's a disconnect. But if I was you, you just take the VOD, you just take your little intro, and then you just play our commentary, and then as soon as you get checkmated, you just cut the video.